How did it start? How did you? It's a lot of questions, rapid fire.
Um,
You're a combat veteran, so you know
all right.
rapid fire questions.
Just to give you a little bit of my backstory, so I'm Chris Davenport, founder of Davenport's Dogs. We build beautiful products for your pets. So I grew up playing with Legos and erector sets as a kid. My dad was a carpenter, and so I was always working with him. I took welding classes in high school, so building things has just always been a passion of mine. I went to college to be an engineer, and I guess I decided I needed a little excitement in my life, and I joined the Army. And then I went to infantry school, airborne school, and spent the majority of my time in the military overseas in either Germany or Afghanistan. I got back, joined the corporate world, went and got a job as an engineer. Thought I was going to be designing and building cool stuff. When you have no experience, those jobs are hard to come by. So I spent 4 years at two very large companies, and I was just completely miserable. The money was great, but I was just unhappy. I gained a lot of weight. But in my spare time, I started building things again. And this business kind of started by accident because my wife wanted me to build us a cute dog bowl stand for our dogs. And when I did it, I put it on my social media, and I was overwhelmed by the amount of people that wanted me to build them one. And so 3 years later, here we are.
Yeah, have we been flashing there? That's a beautiful looking set, because I've also learned from pet health, it's actually good for dogs instead of going down to the ground to have their food elevated.
Yeah, so I mean, it helps promote better posture, and with the senior dogs, like you're talking about, it's easier on their joints, their neck, their shoulders, and also keeps their feeding area way cleaner.
And how did we start building this relationship between SPCA Tampa Bay and Davenport Dogs?
So I saw in the last episode you had Mackenzie from OCC Roadhouse. So I've been doing their market, and I started talking to Amanda from SPCA at the market there, and I was telling her I actually started a podcast recently, so I was like, I would be interested in having some of you guys on, and she was like, why don't you go do our podcast? I was like, absolutely.
So let's get back to the actual product. How long does it take you from start to finish to create one of those?
Well, if I'm just building one, it takes me about 3 days with a lot of gluing, drying, painting, drying, but currently we're at about a 2-week lead time with the orders we have. And everything we do, we build by hand ourselves here in Tampa, so there is a little time on it.
Are you customizing them according to maybe the dog's size, or customizing them just with name and color?
No, so if you go on the website, you can pick the size, the bowl size, the height. We personalize them with your dog's name if you want it. It's custom color, like whatever color you want. We do offer So we have several different sizes on there that we've learned over the years, like most people go with either 6 inches or 12 inches or 15 inches. So we just kind of standardize them a little bit.
Okay.
But if you have like a certain dog, you're like, no, I need it 8.5 inches tall, we'll accommodate it.
So what about your dogs? Tell us a little bit about your pups, and when you first gave them that product, were they like, ooh, what's this?
So I have 2 dogs, Cora and Tilly. Cora is an Australian Shepherd, and Tilly is our rescue pup that we rescued her from a shelter in Kentucky back 7 years ago now.
Awesome.
So Cora is like, this is a bad time of year for her in Tampa. She is like very, very anxious when it comes to thunderstorms and fireworks. And Tilly is the calmest, chillest dog you'll ever meet until she sees a squirrel or a rabbit. Yeah. And then she goes into hunter mode.
My gosh, you and I have so much in common. My dogs are the exact same way. I have one that's a shelter dog. Got it from the firecrackers, 4th of July, thunderstorms. She is in my son's room trying to find that safe place. And the other one's like, she's like, just calm down.
Ours are opposite. Our shelter dog, she's fine with everything.
Well, and then the other one, the lab, she wants to hunt, and she's cool during all the storms.
So when I first built the stand for them, I mean, if you put food in front of them, they don't care what it is. They're going to eat it.
Yeah.
It was more for my wife because she wanted something to keep the area clean and that looks cool.
Are you planning to expand the pet family, or
we started adding some cat products, like different like we have like cat bowls on there and different like funny cat signs and stuff, And we're actually in the process. We're preparing for the holiday season, and I'm designing a lot of stuff that we're going to add in the next few months. So we're going to be adding T-shirts, like personalized pet keychains, feeding mats, a bunch of different stuff coming soon before the Christmas season.
Crazy question for you. How are sales going? And it's just something, I don't know. I just get the vision of you going on like Shark Tank, and it's like these customized and seeing. Is that something that's too crazy, or
well, no,
are you wanting to keep it small business and I'm good?
Well, small-ish. Like I have taken on one investor. I got a friend that's gave me quite a bit of money, and I have another partner who's actually working in the business, helping me with production and everything. And yeah, we're growing. Like we're looking to move into a bigger space next year, wanting to hire a few people to help us out. So yeah, we're doing this for real.
Yeah. Well, I love them. I think they're awesome. When you also designed those, I was trying to look for some of the pictures for the bowls. One of my dogs, because you were mentioning that your dogs will eat anything in front of them. My Weimaraner, we'll just put any type of food in front of Roxy, and she just goes to town. And she would eat probably, I don't know, 10 pounds of ground beef if we made it for her in less than 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
So we have one of those. It's almost as big as this stand right here. This huge like maze where she has to slow down.
Oh yeah, the slow feeders.
Do you have them that big?
We don't carry them, but there's been several customers that were like, we need this made for this particular bowl. So, well, like I said, we can accommodate whatever requests are given to us. Like, so if your dog needs a slow feeder, all we need is the dimensions of the bowl, and we'll cut out the hole so it fits perfectly in there.
Yeah, because I figured my dog was not the only one that needed that slow feeder.
That's a very common request.
Yeah, they're genius. I mean, it really slows her down. The Labrador now, she finishes like, what's taking you so long? And she still eats from her normal bowls. All right, let's talk a little bit about, if you'd like to, time in the military.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 4 years. So we were explaining to Matt here, our director, that we were both airborne.
Yeah.
But after your airborne school, you didn't get to go to an airborne unit.
I didn't,
so,
unfortunately.
Still, you had 5 jumps.
Yeah, five jump chump is what you guys call us.
I only had a handful more. All these deployments got in the way. Any experience from those 5 jumps that you can recall that were like, holy cow? Or?
Well, yeah, my very first jump. So, you have your 5 points of contact.
Yes.
It's like balls of feet, calves, hips, butt, lats.
Yeah.
Well, my first jump, I forgot all that. Like, so you jump out of the plane, I'm like, oh crap. So I had 3 points of contact. It was feet, knees, face.
Feet, knees, face. That's right. That is everybody's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
The question that I always was asked, Chris, and jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, they're like, were you ever scared? And I said, after the first jump. I think the first jump, at least in my school, we had a lot of. I went through as a non-commissioned officer.
Okay.
So it wasn't like you guys right out of basic training, you're getting in and getting out. So I went through with a lot of my buddies and senior non-commissioned officers. So there must have been that point of relaxing, like, we've been there, we're doing a bunch of things. But after that first jump, we got into the second jump, and that airplane was so quiet. No more chatter. Everybody's like, I know exactly what can go wrong now. This is going to be horrifying if I don't land with the 5 points.
Oh, yeah.
Feet, knees, face.
I don't know. My first one was pretty scary. So I was the second in our chalk. The chalk is just what they call the line of guys getting ready to jump out of a plane. I was the second, so I could see out the door the whole time. So I could, I was just waiting for that light to turn green, and I was gone. So when you can see everything, it's terrifying. If I was like 5 or 6 guys back, you're kind of just following the guy in front of you until you fall out.
My last jump with my unit, they gave me door position.
Oh man!
And my lieutenant colonel, the battalion commander, was jump master. And it was kind of like his last one and my last one, and he kind of looked at me when he's like standing at the door. I'm like, my gosh, I'm doing this.
Yeah, well, that's what's scary about it. You're sitting at the door for like 5 minutes looking at the ground, and just the planes just whipping by. The trees look like they're this big.
As long as at Fort Bragg, as long as the strip mall didn't show up and you could see, like, no, we're in the wrong spot. Turn it around. That would have been horrifying.
Oh yeah.
But your engineer time in Army. Anything else to add about that experience?
I was an engineer in the Army. I was that was my degree. In the Army, I was infantryman, so I was just a grunt, just filling sandbags and.
Signed right up out of high school?
No. I went to college first. Actually, like I said, I got bored with college. I dropped out. Went to the Army, but I did some college classes while I was in the Army. So when I got out, it only took me a semester to graduate. But no, I wanted something different. And my grandpa fought in World War II. My brother was in the Army. He was a Cat Scout. It's just something I always wanted to do. And like I had that itch, and I needed to do it. So I was like, I'm not getting any younger, so I better do it now. I was 24 when I went in.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Not a problem. Yeah, let's shake on. Anything else to add about Davenport's dogs? Because I know we're going to see you around more often.
Yeah, it's davenportsdogs.com. Actually, I created a discount code for you guys. It's SPCA TB, and that's 15% off everything on the website. SPCA TB. Yeah, Davenport's Dogs. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Davenport's Dogs, and you can check everything out there.
And podcast has started coming soon.
Podcast has started. I've recorded 3 episodes, but it's not live yet. I'll announce it on my social media when it's live, and I look forward to having some of you guys on there.
Yeah. We're all doing this stuff. We're all doing podcasts, video file, YouTube channels, TikTok. That's the next thing.
Got to do it all.
All right, super. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. It has some great products, folks. Please, whether it's a Christmas coming up or your dog's birthday or Gotcha Day from Shelter, make a good Gotcha Day gift. At the end of the day, the dog won't care as long as they got food in the bowl.
That's true. And it's more for the parents.
Yeah. It's more for us.